1029 KOFM with David and Tanya, and we're delighted to be able to welcome from the other side of the Dutch.
Xena, warrior princess. I don't know whether she enjoys being called that these days, but Lucy Lawless.
It's a Dutch, mate.
Dutch!
Good morning, Lucy.
You butch.
How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm spectacular.
Lucy, how long's it been since we saw you in those gladiatress garb on Xena Warrior Princess?
A good 8 or 9 years. Let's say 8.5. Yeah.
Wow.
Why
I don't know.
didn't Xena ever talk with a good Kiwi accent?
She had that sort of American Bulgarian accent.
I know.
I don't know.
It just made her more frightening and tougher, didn't it?
Did it? It should have been an Aussie accent. That would have been tough.
Lucy, do you know, I remember being on the air at the time when Xena took off and we're all watching it. And when someone told me that you were a Kiwi, it was like, what? You're kidding. This, just across the ditch, as we've said, has just made this huge name for herself internationally. Now, that must have been a great thing to be happening to you at that stage in your career.
Oh, a really great thing. You know, that show just gave me everything, gave me some amazing fans who stick with me to this day. And I must say, I was always grateful and astonished how well it took off in Australia, much bigger than in New Zealand.
Really?
Yeah, New Zealand, you know, we've got this weird little inferiority complex about our own stuff, you know, which I think we're sort of growing out of now, thank God. It's totally Kiwi-made. You know, apart from the money came from America, but we made it on the smell of an oily rag, and that's a very Kiwi thing to do, you know.
It's funny because it doesn't really have, as I said to you before, a Kiwi stamp on it at all, does it?
Well, it does if you look carefully. I mean, there's Maori motifs all through it. Yeah, there's a bit of a Polynesian feel and a real mix-up of races and all sorts of stuff going on that American television at that time didn't have.
What did it allow you to do? What was the most amazing memories, or some of them, from that time being such a big international hit? Where did you go? Who did you talk to? Were there great parties that you attended, things like that?
Parties, don't remember. They were that good, but I don't remember them at all. The best thing I ever took away from it is having worked with Renee O'Connor, who played my sidekick.
You're talking Gabrielle?
Yeah, the girl who played Gabrielle.
Yep.
Just a really great woman and a terrific actress.
Because there was all that wondering, are they? Are they? For years we were
Are
wondering.
Are they?
Yes.
Well, no, I do love her, but not in that way.
You know, something that I've been dying to ask you about, and I'm sorry for being a little self-indulgent, but you have appeared on my very favourite television program.
BSG, I knew it was going to come out. You're a BSG fan, aren't you?
No, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Oh, yeah, that was a doozy. I love that guy.
Such a massive fan of that show.
Me too.
How did you get on there, Lucy?
I had worked with a couple of the writers on their first movie that they directed. They just cast me in it because they're writing and directing Larry's show. It was such a thrill. You know, that guy is everything you would hope he is.
Really?
Yeah, he's so crazy. He sat next to my girlfriend on the plane. She's an actress. I'm in first class on the way back from New York to LA. And he was practicing his role for a Woody Allen thing, and maybe he doesn't have a good memory or something, but he bellowed his lines for 6 hours. She had to take a couple of sleeping pills, and she was like, "Shut up, Larry!" They tell each other, "Shut up," across the cabin.
What are you doing these days? Now, are you actually based in New Zealand?
I've come back to New Zealand to shoot Barticus, starring a bunch of Aussies, actually. I play Lucretia, the woman who tries to make his life hell, kind of the Lady Macbeth character.
Let me just ask you about something else, because we're getting this at the moment, and you've appeared in an episode of it. It's something that is 150% Kiwi. Flight of the Conchords.
Oh, right.
I mean,
yeah.
It's so weird and different and out there. I love it, but you couldn't get anything more Kiwi than that.
No, and I played a representative from the tourism board. I played the mouthiest, most wallflower role I've ever done. I was thrilled to get the opportunity. You have to, fold into their world. It was a thrill, actually, to play that role with those guys. They're cool.
And what about the name? Because I know, having read your bio now, Lucy, that Lucy Lawless is, in fact, Lucy's real name. You did marry a Lawless, because that just sounds like a made-for-stage name, though, doesn't it?
I know. I was a little tortured by that at first. I thought, I'm going to sound like a porn star. And then I just went, get over it.
Yeah.
And you could have worse problems.
Well, it's been a delight and pleasure to talk to you. When do we see Spartacus?
January in the States, January 22nd, and I'm so proud of it.
Well, good luck to you. Good luck for the future.
Thank you.